What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. We're here at 9 p.m. on the dot where I scheduled this. It's August, so we are streaming. We're streaming every single day this summer, as we did last summer. It's always fun, man. We get to hang out, connect with the viewers, get some drafts in. I will say, I don't have a set schedule for when I'll be doing these streams, but I will make sure to always schedule them about like an hour in advance at the minimum. So you can at least get the notification that it's like, okay, Ron's going to be live in an hour. It's too tough, all right? I'm trying to record videos for you guys. I can't be like, okay, every night, this time we're streaming. Just know, just be on watch. I will schedule it, and we will be here to gather for some fantasy football drafts. But how are we? How are we doing? How are we? We got J.E. in here. We got Bryce Long. And he was sturdy. What do you even mean by that? We got Drew in here. He said, how do I get your rankings? You can find those over on patreon.com/Ron Stewart. But we are gathered here today to do a Best Ball Mania draft over on Underdog. I do know that, yes, there's some lower stakes contests out there. And I know that some of you guys might be like, well, hop into one of these, but it's like, man, I am so far behind on BBMs right now that I really just need to hammer these until we fill it. But here we are. What do we have available right now? Let's see. So over on Underdog, which of course, if you're new to Underdog, make sure you check them out. Promo code Ron, they'll match your first deposit up to $250. And we have, of course, BBM, the Mastiff, if you are a big baller. Pomeranian but Superflex is nice, $3 for 20K up top, 40K to first for $7 in. That's actually really good. If you're like new to Underdog, you haven't tried it yet, definitely go here. Flock Community Contest is a good one too. $10,000 to first, $10. So lots of good options here, but we're going to do the vanilla BBM 5. Let's do it. Jeez, man. We got my little brother in the chat. We got my buddy David Kleiner in the chat. We got a full house tonight. Let's see. Damn, we got the 11 spot. Jeez, dude. Jeez, man. Hate the 11 spot. It's never fun drafting out of the 11 spot, but here we are. I was a bit late. My bad. I was talking to Josh Gordon. Hope that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. Josh Gordon, absolute legend. Who do we got in here? We got the Bligo in here. Also, say if you're somebody that just watches these streams and doesn't say anything, say what's up. Let me know if you're a first-time commenter. We got John Morgan in here. We got Arthur. I'm not going to say that name. When's the next big money draft? I'm not sure. It'll be one of the next 3 days, maybe even 2 of the next 3 days. It's just a matter of knowing ahead of time that I want to do a big money draft and then finding a time slot I like. I'd prefer like the 8-9 p.m. time slots. The only one I could find tonight was like 11. I didn't feel like drafting an hour and a half from 11 to like 12:30, and then I'm tired tomorrow. So just know we're going to get our volume in. Don't you worry. We got Alekine in here. August Ames in the flesh. Come on, man. We got Pat Malone in here. Nick Patrizzo. Is that DJ Trizzo in here? The man, the myth, the legend? Who do we got in here? We got Edwin, first season following you, man. Been loving the content so far. Hell yeah. When's the next? Oh, okay, I already answered that. First time commenting. Jeremy Schoen, that's an OG, man. Bruno is in here from Brazil. What's up, Four Eyes? We got Creepy Hamburger in here. First time commenter. What's up? What's good? Been watching for 3 years? God damn. God. That's crazy. You guys been watching this preseason game? Wow, we have Garrett Wilson going at the 106. That's crazy. That's a little bit too rich for my taste. But I mean, if you like your guy, you like your guy. We got Kenny Lane here. Let's go. Happy to see you. Happy to see you too, man. First time watching your live. Love watching your videos, though. Should I keep Burrow in round 3 or Kincaid in round 12? It's a 2-quarterback league. In a 2-quarterback league, I probably... Man... That's a really tough one. In a 2-quarterback league, we're going to take A.J. Brown here. In a 2-quarterback league, what? Burrow's like the 108 versus Kincaid. I think you could talk me into Burrow there. Just so that all you do is take one quarterback early on top of Burrow, and then you're good to go. What do we got? Only 13 likes in here? Yeah, only 13 likes. 121 of you guys in here. Leave a like. Helps me out a ton. It does the boy a ton of help here. Let's see. All right, so Puka's going to come back to us. I'll take Puka. I'm really not all that scared off by the knee injury. It seems like it's more of a soreness issue than anything else. Patreon League again, there will be. You said first thumbnail. What was the first thumbnail? You said you've been talking smack for fun, but I'm a good caster. Thanks, man. We got Jay Loop in here. What do you think about Walker this season after coach's comment? I've been warming up. I've been warming up to Kenneth Walker. I'm just not crazy about him because I do wonder how much pass catching upside is there. I know that the coach's comments are there, but this is a guy I don't think ever had more than like 13 catches in a given season in college. I could be wrong. And then last year, and then like through 2 years in the NFL, hasn't really caught many balls. I don't know. His upside is more Nick Chubb than anything else. And I don't know that I believe that he'll ever get like third down 2-minute drill usage. Like I think that he'll catch passes out of the backfield, but I don't know. I think his ceiling is like Jonathan Taylor, 40 catches. If he can get to 40 catches, then we're really cooking. But that still feels like a very, distant number for him to hit. You're here in the 7 spot? Okay. You've been following you for the past 2 seasons. Won my league last year for the first time, like your data-driven analysis. Thank you, man. Amon-Ra, yeah, dude. Actually, that's actually a sick shout. Amon-Ra St. Brown at the 10 spot is nasty. This guy really went out there and took Gibbs at 9. All right, so we're firmly in, people are signing up using promo code whatever, hopping on Underdog Streets for the first time. I mean, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 badgeless players in this lobby. People are just reaching, taking whoever they want. So this should be a really fun environment. We will see how this goes. If something happened to Amon-Ra, I would be shocked, man. Best way to practice drafts, I would do 2 things. I would hop on Underdog. I would use promo code RONDOM at your first deposit up to $250. You can hop in there, get some feel for a real money draft where people are actually taking who they want, and then also get a feel for your whatever site you're on, whether it's like ESPN, Sleeper, whatever. Get a feel for what those default rankings look like, and kind of, you can hop into a mock. You can also maybe just kind of like mentally outline how you want to attack the draft based on the rankings. I'm going to be making, I think either in the next week or so, I would say probably in the next 10 to 15 days, I'll have some videos on like site-specific exploits where across Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, etc., like the best values, and then maybe even drawing up a slight strategy for how I would kind of attack those home league settings. Does your draft strategy change in a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex versus 2 wide receiver, 2 flex? Not really. Not really. I sort of treat flex spots as wide receiver spots anyways, unless if you're in a standard league. You watch any anime lately? I haven't been able to. Don't out me, brother. I don't watch strictly anime, but the last one that I was watching was Vinland Saga. I finished season 1, but since the season's been so busy, I haven't really gotten to watch anything after that. But we just started A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Stephon Diggs. That's a pretty sweet start through 3 rounds given how wide receiver heavy this format is. Now, I have the urge to take Jalen Hurts to stack to A.J. Brown, but I could also wait and maybe I take Dell here or Flowers and then I set up C.J. Stroud later. And try and push Stroud to 83. What did this guy do at the turn? Amari and Mahomes. I'm going to take Hurts. I've been meaning to take more Hurts. I could have maybe gotten cute and taken Dell and then like hope that Stroud came back to me, but 4th round Jalen Hurts in a best ball just feels too good. What else we got in here? Hope the basement survives the hurricane flooding. Yeah, it's not too bad. Are you a Joe Milton truther like myself? Not quite. Not quite. I kind of would love for him to play tight end on some Logan Thomas shit. Howdy, what's up, Kari? Are you in on Ridley now that D-Hop will miss time? Not really. Just for this fact, Calvin Ridley was pretty brutal last year, and I think any extra volume he gets from a DeAndre Hopkins injury will be offset by the efficiency, because this offense might be really bad, man. The offensive line is not good. You're now losing Hopkins. Outside of Calvin Ridley, you're looking at like Okonkwo, Tyler Boyd, Spears, and Pollard. I just don't know they're going to be able to move the football. So it might be like empty targets for Calvin Ridley, and I don't think he has the talent to make the efficiency on his own, if that makes sense. Like, Will Levis could suck. DeAndre Hopkins not out there isn't going to free anything up for Ridley. So now Ridley's going to be the main focus of attention. I would just rather, instead of, like, especially on underdog, Ridley, you got to pay like a round and a half extra than like Deontay Johnson, who's like a very similar bet, and even like JSN. So I'm passing for now. I think in home leagues maybe he's a little bit more price friendly, but I'm still not a huge fan. You don't like Marvin? I like Marvin. Is 0 RB strat good for 2 wide receiver, 2 flex? If it's full PPR, yes. If it's not, then it's up for debate. Who's the top rookie and running back prospects to watch? That's an interesting question. Do you mean like in preseason or in college? Team 3 is a sexy start. Tyreek, Olave, Achane, McBride, ETN. Good Lord. Alrighty. That's a sweet team. That is a sweet team. How do you feel about going Achane at the 206? I mean, that's where I have him ranked, man. So if you want to stomach up and take him and it's like your only home league and you just want to get your guys, you can certainly just go ahead. For me, I have him ranked there. I would still take London over him and try and get him to fall back. But if you think that he won't come back, then no reason not to grab him. Has Malik Neighbors been moving up your board? Yeah, he has. Just for the fact that I actually did a little update on Patreon today. Pretty much the way that I'm viewing it is I don't feel great about Daniel Jones, but I also don't feel great about Derek Carr, and I don't feel great about Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. You just kind of have to bet on the talent and him commanding the targets, and you can get him around later than those guys. And obviously, it's because he's a rookie. The other two guys are more established, but you know, you can get Malik Neighbors 15 picks later than those two, and it's a very similar bet. And then also, I also think, I mean, the Fantasy Footballers opened their podcast like last night, gushing about Malik Neighbors. He's been all over reports, just like wowing in camp. So Kittle just went. We're gonna snag Kyle Pitts then. Why not? Let's get Kyle Pitts in here. So I've just been kind of trying to move him up so that we're still getting him. He's not a guy that I want to miss out on, is kind of how I'm treating it. Let's see what comes back here. Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin, Rashad White, Xavier Worthy. I'm going to take Chris Godwin here. Why not? There's not really any correlation there, but I am fine with that, I think. Yeah, I mean, you could talk me into Worthy if you wanted to here, but I'm just going to take Godwin. He seems like a very clean pick this year to put in the flex spot. Why is no one acknowledging JDP's draft? JDP, what has he done? Garrett Wilson. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jordan Addison. Look, man, I just hope he doesn't get this draft thrown out. I genuinely can't speak to how annoyed I will be if he gets this draft dumped. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad to get dumped, but it's damn close. Jeez, I said something about the Garrett Wilson pick, but I did not see that he went Keenan Allen and then Montgomery and then Kelsey. Kelsey's a fine pick and then Jordan Addison. But I think it's like just not like, at least it's not, you know, like Deneric Prince or something. Anything else weird happen? I can sometimes just get caught up. Wow, Ayuk is sliding in these, man. Ayuk in the late third. We're now seeing Malik Neighbors in the late second. Like not even the 2-3 turn, but like the mid to late second here. What's JDP gonna do next? And then he goes Brock Bowers. Oh my God. He does not care one bit about your ADP. Is it smart to get a wide receiver QB pair? I'll probably make a video on stacking here sometime this summer, but I believe that it is. I think that stacking is very much fine in your home leagues. You don't have to stack a quarterback to 3 pass catchers, but getting Stroud synced up with Nico Collins, I think, is a good thing to do. because it just, it'll put both players on the same page. You can kind of maximize your weekly ceiling. You said Vinland was too fire. Love the videos, by the way. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I did. I have been loving Vinland Saga. I don't know when I'll get the time to finish it, though. Ron, where do you think Jets offense will rank at the end of the season? I would say somewhere between, 8th and 15th. You said one of the Titans starting guards retired just a couple days ago. Yeah, I mean, Callahan's dad, I think, I don't know. I always get it confused. It's like Ben Callahan and Brian Callahan. The dad came over from Cleveland and is supposed to be a really good coach, but I still don't know that can mask them having a pretty brutal line that's kind of carried over. I know that they got Latham. That's a rookie tackle. Rookie tackles can often struggle. We've seen it with Evan Neal, Ike Ekwonu, Mekhi Becton on my Jets. Really was his first year back, off to a poor start, was expected. I don't know, man. Expecting a bounce back for a guy in his 30s, man, it's tough. Your sheets got me to 2 league wins plus a second and third place finish. Hell yeah, dude. Who's your go-to running back in a 0 RB build? Probably Javonte Williams, man. I talked about him yesterday. I am all over Javonte. You draft CD at 102. Who are you taking the 2-3 turn? I would like to get Achane there. You mean in preseason? That's what I assume. That's what I assumed. I think Javon Baker's a guy to look at. I'm trying to think for home leagues. I think Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, really any rookie receiver. Is Tyreek 101 in PPR right now? I don't think so, man. I'd have to think about it a little bit more, but I don't think so. I'm still not super spooked off of. I'm not still. Oh my God, this guy took Adam Thielen, dude. He's gonna get this thing. He's gonna get this thing dumped. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about what's happening here. This JDP guy. Every time I look at what pick he's made, it is just a reach to end all reaches. That's very annoying. Like I said, if he gets this draft dumped, I will be pissed. We are going to take James Conner here. And then we'll see what makes it back. If neither of Brian Thomas or Keon Coleman make it back, then I'm no sweat. I'll just take Najee and we'll keep it rolling. I've been wanting to take more James Conner. He's on the other side of this Puka game. It just felt right. I don't know. You could have talked me into taking Keon and then, yeah, so this guy's going to let us get one of the 2 receivers anyway, so we're fine. I think in best ball, you could certainly talk me into Brian Thomas over Keon, but I think that I'm certainly right now as it stands, Keon Coleman over Brian Thomas. Wow, he takes Josh Palmer here. All right, I'm going to go Keon Coleman. All right, so there we go. Fine. This is actually an ideal start. This is kind of a textbook 0 RB start here. Huge Giants fan here. Daniel Jones can be very boom or bust. He's got a lot on the line this year. Yeah. How do you feel about all the CeeDee Lamb stuff going on today? It's still not. I'm still not super scared yet. I'm certainly starting to get, a little bit. It's a little bit, but I think I'd still take him at the 102. Obviously, you'd still draft him, but big props, Ron. I don't know what you're giving me big props for, but I appreciate it. Callahan's the offensive line whisperer. Yeah, exactly. He's an offensive line whisperer, but the Titans' offensive line is still kind of brutal, man. Talk about your top 4 spots to draft from. I don't know that I have 4. I would say anything in the top 8 is good, and I would say anything in the top 5 is even better. That's how I would say. He's getting unique. Yeah, this is really close to getting tossed. That's what I'm saying, man. You really hope JDP doesn't ruin this thing. Me too, man. What happens if it gets dumped? Does it affect you? It just dumps the it just dumps the draft, and it's very annoying. Everybody in the draft will get refunded, but the 45 minutes we just spent on this draft will be for nothing. That's what's very annoying. Has JDP done anything else weird? He took Jordan Love. That's fine. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. When I say it gets dumped, it means that the draft gets scrapped and everybody gets refunded. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it would be a waste of time. It would be a waste of time, which sucks. Yep, it's to prevent collusion. You think double hero RB is the move this year? We'll probably do a draft on that soon, or a video on that soon. I'm thinking pretty soon. I'm not sure yet. What videos do you guys want to see? I was actually starting to plan out the rest of the month in terms of videos. Like, do you guys still like those? Should I still do? Because I did do like an all-encompassing draft strategy video last Friday. Do you guys still want like double hero RB, zero RB, hero RB, all like independently? I can. I just sometimes wonder if it's overkill. I want to do that. I want to break down, like I said, the values on like Yahoo, like home league sites. All right, let's see. All right, so nothing but running backs up top here, huh? Let's take, man. We're actually just going to take Javonte. You could certainly talk me into Zach Moss, like a falling Zach Moss. I'm just not crazy about it, dude. I honestly think by the end of BBM, he's going to be like right in between Spears and Singletary. Yeah, take Moss off my hands, man. And then we'll probably take another running back here. Yeah, I don't think there's a need to take a wide receiver. Not a need to take a quarterback. Let's do... Is there any correlation I'm forgetting about? Philly... Rams. Let's do B-Rob. We just talked about Javonte and B-Rob in a recent video. Why not? And Brian Robinson's on the other side of our Kyle Pitts. What do you think about Brian Thomas Jr.? I like him. I just worry about him being like a massive smash who commands enough targets to be a massive hit. Seems to be struggling in training camp. It's tough. It's tough for how much we should actually be kind of giving thoughts on like players struggling in camp, because like sometimes it makes sense and it actually like matters, and then other times you have Justin Jefferson struggling as a rookie behind the depth chart of like what Olabisi Johnson I think he was. So I don't know. I have a tough time with all of it. I think that it's really more important. Of course, you don't want to block out the noise entirely, but you kind of do want to fall back on how you felt about these guys for Dynasty and in the draft, just in terms of your prospect evaluations. And I like Brian Thomas Jr. a good bit. I do just wonder, with the high ADOT downfield stuff, how startable he'll be week to week. I do think that he can still be a guy who crushes down the stretch. And the way that you sell yourself in Brian Thomas Jr. is that he... first few weeks, he's not amazing, but he starts to kind of flash when he's on the field, and then he overtakes Gabe Davis as like the field stretcher on the offense, and then it's wheels up from there. But he certainly has the upside to be like Will Fuller, and just like absolutely be a monster. You're in the 4 spot? Hell yeah. Star Killer, what do you think about this guy JDP, man? He's going to get this thing dumped. He really took Ty Chandler, Darnell Mooney. I don't know. I mean, he's only reaching by like 20 picks on those guys, but I mean, geez, dude. We got Noah in here. What's up? Sorry, what does best ball mean? Best ball just means that your best lineup gets set in a given week, which is the beauty of Underdog. You draft your team. There's no waivers. There's no trades. There's no nothing. Just right up, you draft the team, and that's it. It'll just set the best lineup for you every single week. This isn't enough to get canned so far. That's what I'm thinking. You said any video with Ron's wisdom works? Thank you, man. Let's see. Wow. All right. We got some options here. I mean, if you're going to give me Dontavion Wicks, 14 picks past ADP here, even though we don't need a receiver, I will surely take him, I think. Yeah, I mean, I have no reason not to. We'll take him here, and then we'll probably just take another running back on the way back. There's not there's not really a quarterback that we're setting up here. So we have a choice between Gus, Eckler, Ford, Dowdle. Oh, damn. Dowdle's been getting a lot of buzz, man. Dowdle's been getting a lot of buzz. I might have to actually move him up. And we have the Philly stuff with Jalen Hurts, so I'm actually going to take Dowdle, even though I do like Charbonnet a ton. Yeah, let's do that. We could take like Gus Edwards, like 13 picks past ADP, but screw it. We're going to take Dowdle. I think Dowdle could be a late riser here. I really do. I think that he could be somebody that goes from like round 12 to this like Devin Singletary, Corum, Spears, like 110-ish area. Top 47 kicker rankings. Yeah, that'll be out soon. Let's just see a video on stacking and how that impacts teams. I will. You think it just got tossed? Not gonna lie, I always love to see the Hero Zero double Hero RB. That's what I figured. It seems like you like those videos, so I will keep doing them. I was just curious if I should like sort of consolidate them down, because it does feel like, especially with the double hero versus hero, it feels like I sort of repeat myself a ton, but I think we're all good. So tight end is entering this season. It's not that big of a dead home. The draft strategy videos are awesome. Okay. You guys don't have to pump me up too much. All right. We'll do them. I was just curious if you guys still wanted them. I feel like double hero is the best in normal ESPN leagues. I think that's a good call. You got any trading advice my second year of fantasy football? Huh. Any just broad trading advice? I don't really think so. Yeah, Chase had a really, really brutal rookie camp. Do you only do 12-team draftsmen, 2 10s, and 1 14? God damn. Kari is out in these streets. Yeah, I only do 12-team drafts. Things don't really vary too much in 10 and 14. I think a lot of the same principles still apply. But I'm very vanilla. I really do like just normal 12-team, half or full PPR, and the ability to start 4 receivers in a given week. You think Jaleel McLaughlin is a stud, passes the eye test so much? I mean, I agree. I do just wonder, like, even if Javonte was to go down, what the upside is for Jaleel McLaughlin, you know? At, like, what? He's like 5'7", 185 pounds. Like, if Javonte was to go down, I think estimate just sort of goes up ahead of him. I think you're looking at, like, Darren Sproles' upside, which is, like, fine, but not, like, a fantasy league winner, you know? Like, Darren Sproles was cool, but I think that he only had, like, I don't think he ever had over, like, 50 catches in a given year, you know? I think his upside's kind of like what Tyjae Spears was last year, which is, like, cool and gives you some usable weeks, but people really sleeping on Austin Eckler. He might just be cooked, man. Let's see. So this team's going to end up being like a 2... I think this team's going to end up being like a 2-7-7-2 or like a 2-6-7-3. I think that we will take, man, I just keep taking Xavier Legette. I'm actually going to take Algier here first. I'm trying to think of like what we want to do here in terms of our last quarterback, but so there's no Stafford. So no Stafford. So like pretty much we're staring down Bake. When does Baker go? 166. If we want Baker, it might just have to be right here. Who goes? Let's go. You know, we're going to pass up on wide receiver. I really only feel like we need like one more receiver at most. So I think I might just bite the bullet on Baker because we have been getting like locked out of quarterback recently. I just don't really want to risk it. We already have, I mean, yeah, we could just get him stacked to Godwin here. Yeah, there's no way he would have come back. All right, so now we have our second quarterback. trying to think of how we can get some Carolina correlation, but I just don't think we really can. Right? Yeah, it's not like we can take Thielen late. I would have loved to get Leggett. Maybe you could have talked me into going Leggett, Bake, and waiting for running back again, but we're so relatively weak at running back. I think that was a fine call. You think you'll do a second draft tonight? 57 likes. If we can get, look, we got 170 people in here. If we can get to 100 likes, I will do a second draft. Get us to 100 likes by the end of round 18. 170 of you are watching. Just reach over, hit the like button, and we'll be there. I'll do it. You have my word. I hate to do that. But it's just what has to be done. You've been lurking all summer? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Are you going to do a best player, worst player, player/value? What the hell am I reading? Best/worst player/value at each round video? Yeah, of course. It's amazing how there are always some running backs and wide receivers who are going to completely come out of nowhere. I mean, major players, 100%, dude. It's crazy. Silly amounts of ADP value in this room, I agree. So remember your trading advice of giving options from the Crazy Ambassador series, and that helps a lot? Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good one. Of like, instead of being like, here's my trade, you give like 3 different variations and you let them pick. Put the ball in their court. Really bumped Kyren up in your rankings. What changed from earlier rankings? Just that, for me, he went from a guy that looked a lot like a dead zone back, and I've always been squeamish on those day 3 picks because they're so fragile, right? Teams fall out of favor with their day 3 running backs all the time. We've seen it with Jordan Howard. We've seen it with Alfred Morris. But man, like, if somebody in the modern day is going to be like Arian Foster, where he just comes out and it's just, or not, maybe not Arian Foster, more like Aaron Jones. But you know, sometimes these day 3 guys have staying power. And I do think that Kyren has some of that. Last year, he like genuinely wasn't just a volume compiler. He was like one of the most efficient fantasy running backs in the league. And was also really good in terms of like rushing yards over expected and all of the rushing metrics we look for. And then I also think he even has some untapped upside where he didn't even have over 50 targets last year. And he was literally a satellite back in college. He was a guy who was known for his pass catching. So if he can add on to what he did last year and add in the passing game, Matt Stafford wouldn't be shocking for him to check it down a little bit more. It wouldn't be shocking without Aaron Donald for the defense to sort of be lacking. And then all of a sudden we have to jack up the pass attempts, and you get targets and you get those PPR points to Kyren, and we're looking at somebody that could be the RB1 overall in fantasy. I know it's crazy to say, and it's crazy to do that much of a turnaround on Kyren, but it's really how I do feel. JDP now has taken Darius Slayton, KJ Osborne, and Kate on. Yeah, dude, I don't think so, man. That online trading calculator you suggested, yeah, that's a good one too. I know people love to shit on calculators. I think they're decent. Like, you shouldn't use them as gospel, but they are good to peek at. Let's do Ray Davis here. We'll do Ray Davis. Could certainly use a tight end, but they are all way down the board now. Philly, Tampa. I might just take a running back here. This might be a 3 tight end team, huh? Philly, Tampa. Somebody take Jalen McMillan, dude. What the hell, man? He just keeps getting drafted higher and higher. Yeah, I think we're done at that. Conquo. We're going to take McCaffrey. Dude, I'm starting to really come around on Luke McCaffrey. He's on the other side. We're starting to get like a bunch of like Atlanta-Washington correlation here. I'm trying to think. There wasn't really any Carolina on the board. And then I think our last 2 picks will be tight ends. That's where my head's at right now. Two drafts tonight for the culture. Give me 4 more likes and we're in there. I love watching Ron's lives when I have to be up at 4 a.m. Dude, Tom's one of my boys from my hometown, dude. You are thugging it out with this like military or not military, but police academy you've been running up. Sproles had a top 12 season? Round 18, Trey Palmer. Nah, I need someone on the Carolina side. Ron the Don, we need you and Sanderson to come out with a weekly show together. I'd sub hard as hell for that. I don't know. We'll see. I have found that I enjoy bringing guests on. I think some of you guys do enjoy bringing guests on, but I also don't notice any more views and stuff unless it's like a specialist. Like if I bring on Matt Harmon to talk about receivers, then fine. But if I just bring on Jacob Sanderson for a stream, you guys honestly, I mean, I'm not going to generalize you guys, but I am kind of a bad multitasker where I'll have a guest on, I'll be talking to him, I'll lose track of the chat, and then it's like you guys just kind of watching me have a conversation instead of me interacting with you guys. And just from my experience, it seemed that you guys have been more receptive to just me here talking with you guys. But definitely Jacob is going to come on, and we're going to do a high-stake draft or two over these next few weeks, maybe even as soon as this weekend. So that'll be coming out. I mean, honestly, we'll probably do 2 or 3 high-stakes drafts with Jacob, so that'll be like damn near weekly, you know? Making alts as we speak. Yo, chill. This draft is getting thrown out. Yeah, I agree. We'll start up a second draft in a second here. No, if anybody wants to hop into this next one, go right ahead. Use promo code RON. They'll match your first deposit up to $250. You can hop into one of these Best Ball Mania drafts with us. The beauty of Best Ball, of course, is that you draft your team. You don't have to set waivers. You don't have to do trades. You don't have to set lineups. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing and a beautiful way to get ready for your home league draft. And I figure by the time we're on the clock in this one, we'll be done at the turn on this draft. It is an absolute bummer that guy JDP probably got this thing thrown out, but we're fine. It's whatever. We'll run up another one for the people, for the culture. Seems to be still your 101 in redraft. He is for right now. I will be honest, the top 3 picks or like the top 2 picks are a little shaky right now, but I am not confident enough to move anybody around just yet. Just named your firstborn son after me. Do you watch other people's videos for insight as well? If so, who? It's honestly pretty funny, man. Oh, damn. This is not what I wanted to do. So now we have to take 2 tight ends. Damn it. We'll make one of them Ben Sinnott. I'm not crazy about Ben Sinnott, but we'll do it here. Actually, no. One of these is going to be Greg Dulcich, and then we'll kind of figure out what I want to do after that. Philly, Tampa Bay, Dallas. I don't know. I get uneasy about Ben Sinnott. Just making sure we're not on the clock in the other one. Yes, we are on the clock in a couple of slow drafts. You just have to get over it. Where is this other BBM? Okay, there we are. I don't know what I want to do with this last pick here. What do you guys think? Sinnott, Dawson Knox, Jelani Woods, JT Sanders to go with Bryce Young. I think we're going to go Sinnott. I'm not crazy about it, but we have so much Washington versus Atlanta stuff in this draft that we kind of might as well. Yeah, why not? Why not? I just have concerns over Zach Ertz, over the potential like H-back, fullback usage that Ben Sinnott gets, but I'm gonna mix him in there. Why not? All right, then we'll pull this up here. We got the 8 spot. All right, that's actually one of my favorite spots to draft from. So we'll see what makes it back to us. Nothing weird, no funny business in this draft. Nobody do anything weird. No drafting freaking Keenan Allen in the 2nd round. Jeez, man, what? That was annoying. Whatever. All right, we'll reset. Trey Cobb, we're running up another one for the people, for the brand. That's 100, buddy. We're in the next one. Don't you worry, brother. You said the best guess is Tom Christ. We might have to run that back. The injury show was fun. I will be honest, it just was a little bit of a drag to have to wake up at Saturday, like Saturday mornings, and film that video. When like Saturday's kind of like my only off day during the season. Somebody took A.J. Brown over both Bijan and Brees, huh? Man, we have so much Brees. I'm going to keep hammering Brees. I am curious. We're going to check real quick. I want to see what my exposure is. I already know my Brees exposure is like disgustingly high. But I do want to know what it is in just BBMs, right? Like Brees. Yeah, Brees is, I'm at 16% Brees. What about in just BBMs? Is it lower or higher? Am I an idiot? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's much lower. It's 11.9%. Okay, that's why I'm fine taking Brees in a BBM. And then, god damn it, I'm going to have to find it again among all of my slow drafts here. All right, there we go. All right, then we'll be good to go. All right, we're saying that draft's not getting thrown. We'll see. I think we'll get like an email if it is, right? Maybe. You're in this other draft? All right, sweet. Going to draft Keenan in the first now. What's your biggest winnings from best ball? I think it was like $1,800 in a... I haven't had anything crazy big in best ball yet, I will be honest. But it was either like $1,000 or $2,000, and it was like a playoff best ball that I got a ring for and everything. I always pull out the ring. Let's see, what's going to be available here? With the 17 spot, we took Brees up top. Olave goes. We'll go Nico. Could talk me into JT there, but we'll go Nico. I don't really feel the need to go double running back up top. Oh, yeah, here's my ring. I take every opportunity I can. This is back. This is how you know I'm an Underdog OG. I mean, dude, I've been working with Underdog as them being my sponsor for 4 years now, I think, man. And they used to. I wish that I want them to start doing it again. I don't have enough pull to mandate something like this, and there's just so many contests going on they couldn't possibly do it. But they used to give you stuff for winning contests. So I got a nice little. Can I do the jewelry thing? I got a nice Underdog champion ring, which I still hold near and dear to my heart. I almost liked the ring more than the prize money. Which I'm lying, but it's pretty cool. Something that they used to do, which is how you know I'm an OG. They used to also They also used to like mail out cactuses to people who won. I just imagine that it's so big. I just imagine that Underdog is such a big enterprise now that it'd be almost impossible to send it out to every single winner, you know? But he's trying to flex a Power Ranger ring? Yo, chill, dude. Where's your ring? We got Kari in here. Is this half or full? This is half PPR. Let me borrow it for the hose. Does the Ron code only work for new users? Yeah. What a flex. It's really not that. I promise it looks good on camera. He said, wear that on the town and the ladies will come flocking. I promise you they won't, man. I promise you. People are gassing up Joe Milton. Hey, we got Trip Crown in here. Mr. August, hope all is well. I appreciate it. We're out here in these streets. Living in Washington, it's illegal to get on this site. Any suggestions? I got nothing. We got Nick R in here. What's up? Got signed back up on Patreon. Rankings are fire. Thank you, man. That's what I was spending. Like Monday and Tuesday, I was just fiddling around with the rankings. Just trying to get something right. Because trying to prepare for home leagues is tough. It's an interesting environment. It's a little bit weird. It's tough to prepare for. Let's see. Man, if Derrick Henry makes it to us here, you could certainly talk me into Derrick Henry. Actually, you probably can't. No, Derrick Henry goes anyways. All right, so we're going to go... Yeah, we'll go Nico Diggs here, and we'll get some, like, mega CJ Stroud stuff going here. Highest you've taken Achane in a best ball? In the big board, he was going in the early second before they drafted Jalen Wright, and then gave Raheem Mostert the big deal. I was taking him as early as, like, 201, 202, 203, 204. Missed the end of the draft. What are the odds it gets dumped? Seems like it's 50-50. You said knowing last year the meta was 0 RB and hero RB. With CMC, do you think RBs are now so undervalued the double hero B is in play? I do. I do think that that's in play. It's very interesting. It's a very weird environment we're in right now, where even in your home leagues, running backs are going so late. I think there is some merit to that, but I wouldn't just do it with any running back. I do love the idea, though, of like McCaffrey, Breece, Bijan in the top 5, and then coming back around and pairing them with an Achane, with a Kyron that maybe is falling in a home league, something like that. But I also wouldn't do like, 1-2 turn and go like, I wouldn't love like JT, Saquon, and running it that way. Yeah, Breece Achane is sweet. That would be the ideal way to do it for me. George Pickens, T. Higgins. I think we'll go T here. I've been warming up to T. Higgins and just these Bengals in general. I don't know. Like, T. Higgins was drafted next to Jalen Waddle, Olave, and Devontae Smith last year. And now T. Higgins is way cheaper than all of them. And I get why. He was pretty brutal last year, but he was also hurt. The Bengals were in a brutal spot last year, too. Going to fire up double dribble once NFL season is cruising. I'll definitely have some NBA best ball teams, but not too many. I just kind of suck. Said home leagues are wild cards. Nobody knows what they're doing. Yeah, it can be a really weird environment that you get yourself into. DJ Moore, Ayuk, if he goes to the Steelers for best ball. I would go DJ Moore. RBs are too risky. I had Chubb last year and it screwed me. Yeah, dude, people really don't understand like how risky running backs are across the board. Even JT was pretty brutal last year as like a young running back. So we really never know what running backs are injury prone, who's going to go down. So like we say with these videos, man, like if you're going to draft one early, he needs the upside to offset the risk. Like there is no, okay, I'll draft this running back in round 2 and he'll get me a steady RB1 finish. Like there's just no such thing. In a full BBR, where can you start 4 wide receivers, or where you can start 4 wide receivers? Would you take Breece Hall at the 104? I would. So many good late round RBs this year. I agree, dude. I love. I put Najee in the late round, or not late round, but outside the first 6 round running back video we did the other day. And I'm still very much taking Najee Harris where I can too, Earliest you would draft Saquon in PPR home league, like the 210-ish. Take me like the late second. I'd be fine with that. You said the RB24 to 35 range is so fun that I basically never draft anyone past ETN until that range. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at too, man. That's pretty much where I'm at too. I mean, I'll take stabs here and there if they fall past ADP, but 100%. How much stacking is too much stacking in a standard redraft? If it's a home league, I wouldn't want to stack my quarterback to any more than 2 of his teammates. And I wouldn't want any more. Like, I wouldn't want any more than 2 RB wide receiver tight ends from the same team. And you can do that with or without the quarterback is kind of how I would put it. What's up, Bondled? What's up, Kyle? Leaving every draft with either Harris or Warren, to be honest. And I don't blame you. I think that's honestly a fine strategy. Full PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Would you take Breece and Achane round 2 from the 8th spot? Not a fan of wide receiver in the 2nd round. I think you absolutely can do that. If you think that you can take Breece and Achane from the 8th spot, then go right ahead. I agree that like the second round's not all that great for wide receiver. So if you want to just kind of push up running back, you absolutely can. Who's going to be the best receiver on the Bills in your opinion? Man, I think Keon Coleman late season, and I think Curtis Samuel early season is how I would answer that question. I'm starting to come around on Curtis Samuel. You do have Joe Brady coming over from, I think. I'm trying to think of where he was at, because I know it was like LSU, then the Panthers. But I do think. Let's see. Let's take. We're going to grab Pitts here. It seems. Yeah, we're going to grab Pitts. We'll see what comes back. I don't think Pitts or Kittle was coming back. There's still plenty of like wide receivers I still like there. We'll see what happens. Who would I target in the early second round of a PPR home league? I think you could get like Marvin Harrison and Drake London there. That's kind of what I would be looking at. Maybe a falling Puka. Maybe your league mates don't know who Jahmyr Gibbs is. You said James Cook has, or ESPN has James Cook right before HN and PPR, where Underdog seems to value Cook way less. Thoughts? It just seems like people, like especially home league settings, just don't like HN. But it does seem like those sites really do like James Cook though, like pushing him all the way up to like the third. So that's not that shocking. Did CD slip at all? No, he actually went 101. What's up, Big Ron? What's up, How Vu? I don't know really how to say that. But we started this draft: Breece Hall, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts. That's a pretty sexy start, I think. Khalil Shakur, I'm not crazy about Khalil Shakur. I'm not crazy about him. I'm only taking him if I have Josh Allen, and I'm kind of panicking on just like getting a stack in best ball. But in like a managed league, I'm not crazy about it. No. You're really in on Derrick Henry, most game-dependent RB ever, and on a great team. Why are you so off? Just because I don't know how he gets to RB1 overall in fantasy. And he's similar to like what we were just talking about with Nick Chubb, where you draft a guy where it seems like he's set up to smash and he's a safe pick, and then these running backs get hurt or they bust or they fall off. And last year was the first time Derrick Henry didn't finish as a top 12 running back. And when we start to see decline from a running back heading into his age 30 season, it's time to get off the train, especially because he's like an early second in your home leagues. I think anywhere in the third round, you could talk me into Derrick Henry being a fine pick. But like as a early to mid second guy where you have to draft him in home leagues, I just can't get there. I even did the math of like if you take his splits from last year and wins and losses and you give him 10.5 wins, which is where Vegas has the Ravens this year, he's still like 16.7 points per game with like 15 touchdowns. So him getting to a spot where he has like massive upside is super, super difficult. Let's see. I think we're going to take Odunze here. I haven't been taking him a ton as of recently, but it just felt right. We'll have like Caleb as like a backup option if we need. The annual Ron fading Henry, pretty much. But I mean, it worked last year, and then he also got hurt in 2021. He did crush me in 2022, though. What is the earliest you're getting Cup? 2-3 turn is fine with me. Lamar's going to take a lot of receiving work from Derrick Henry. He's going to take a lot of goal line looks from Derrick Henry. It's just tough, man. We got Jaden Sormani in here. What's up? Said Team 10 has sniped you on every pick. You think he'll take those from Lamar? I think that it'll just be a squeeze regardless. And like I said, like he gets this. If you take his win and losses splits from last year, and you give him 10.5 wins and 6.5 losses, which is what Vegas has them implied at, you're giving him 15 total touchdowns in 17 games. And that's only 16.7 points per game. So even if you give him like 5 more touchdowns, we're still not even talking about a guy cracking 20 points per game. He would have to run like, he would have to have like a 6 yards per carry and like somehow hit like 30 catches to get to the upside I'm looking for if I'm going to draft him in the second round. This is you. What was I saying? Said, speaking off this topic, my league this year, keeping 2 players, keep CJ or Lamar, and then agree to keep Waddle. What the hell? I'm not really sure what that question means. Thoughts on Pitts? He was my keeper in my home league, 6.8 with a 0.5 PPR. That's nice. No, I love Kyle Pitts this year. He's somebody that I know that it makes people squeamish to take him, but his rookie year numbers, his year 2 numbers are nasty, like the yards per out run, targets per out run, the fact that he runs high ADOT stuff. Kirk Cousins was actually gushing about him the other way, that he's like getting on him about making sure that he extends his hands out and makes himself bigger at the catch point and high points the ball, and that he's running full speed on his routes. Like I really do like, there was some soundbite, I don't know if you guys caught it as well, but Kirk Cousins has been really talking him up. What number spot's my favorite spot to draft from? We got Mike Pell in here. Favorite spot to draft from? Probably the 5 spot, like the 5 or the 4. I like those 2. I think you can get some nice stuff to fall into the late 2nd. You can get some nice stuff to fall on the way back in the 3rd. I'd say right around there, but honestly, any top 8 pick I really do like. Oh, you said 10 kept sniping him? You can keep 2 players to build around. If it's super flex, I would take both quarterbacks. If not, then I would probably agree with you. What are your thoughts on the Chargers running backs? Man, it's so tough, dude. So tough. I don't know. Kamani Vidal seems like he might not even be ahead of Jarrett Patterson on the depth chart. Gus Edwards is like a 29-year-old running back that could be this year's Jamal Williams, where he goes from leading the league in rushing touchdowns and then absolutely sucking. J.K. Dobbins off a torn Achilles after recovering from a torn ACL. I don't know. One of them is going to be good. I pretty much align with the market. I'm taking stabs at all 3. Like that's a really boring like answer. Now J.E., I just want to say J.E., look, man, I read your comment. I can't find where you said it, but you were like, you had to take Stroud there. Nah. Shout out to LA Knight, by the way. We're going to take CJ Stroud here. I'm telling you, he's a guy that pretty much this is what I had in my head here. I didn't want to speak out loud because you guys love to snipe me in these. We got CJ Stroud here. We could have taken him here over Rome, but we have Nico and Diggs, and Tank Dell was on this side of the board. So I figured none of these guys, especially because these guys had Allen, Lamar, and Hurts. So I had, only 4 teams I was competing with here. None of them with Houston stacks lined up. Maybe trusting the room a bit too much, but I think you have to try and get pretty aggressive with Stroud and see how far you can push him. There you said, CJ's not going to make it back. There we go. You've drafted Kyle Pitts every year, and I feel like I'm getting sniped on him the year he finally blows up. I feel it. Jalen Warren or take Jonathan Brooks and stash on IR. I personally have Warren over Jonathan Brooks right now. You think Drake London's going to get the short end of the stick? I think both guys might eat. No super flex. I probably would go Stroud in a dynasty. That's a crazy question. Thoughts on women's suffrage? I'm all for it. I think it's great. You like J.K. Dobbins? You said Vidal's a new HN. I don't know about that. I'm so used to getting sniped. No, I feel you. I'm just trolling. But just know internally I had that same battle. I was like, should I take Rome? Should I take Stroud? But yeah, man, you continually see, especially like in these slow drafts I've been doing, you 100% see Stroud make it to 80 a lot of the times. Why do you like Nico over Diggs? Nico was a monster last year. Like I just think Nico is one of like the best receivers in the NFL. Diggs kind of faded last year. He doesn't have the same rapport with Stroud, and then he also is like that big physical receiver that I think will have the same role no matter what. I think Diggs eats more into Tank Dell than Nico. I just think Nico is very established as the one there after what we saw last year. Let's see. Who are we going to take here? God, I don't love the options here. No, I'm not going to take a receiver. I think this has to be a running back. Man, I have Jonathan Brooks a little low, huh? Let's take DeAndre Swift. I've been, like, I'm not crazy about Swift. We'll mix him in here. We already have Rome Odunze. Why not? This team's looking like a banger, I won't lie. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think people are going to like that DeAndre Swift pick. That was either going to be Swift or Brooks. But I will say, Pell, I like both of them. Yeah, so I mean, I honestly was kind of just playing the room, right? Like, Nico Collins just goes ahead of Diggs. But I do think that they're both solid picks. I kind of just want, like, people are very caught up, or really caught up in, like, the idea of, like, too many mouths to feed. There's too many receivers in this Houston offense. But what if Stroud just balls out, you know? What if Stroud just throws for over 4,000 yards, like 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns? Like, there might just be enough for two of them to go crazy, you know? I do really think on Houston, two of them will finish as top 12 point per game receivers, which is like what they kind of even sniffed last year, Tank Dell and Nico. Thoughts on Diggs? I'm coming around on him. He started the season so hot last year. I'd be so shocked if he like fell off, you know? But an old receiver switching teams can fall off in any given offseason, that's for sure. Ron, you ever see what you look like with a mustache instead of a beard? Yeah, the last 2 or 3 Novembers, I've done No Shave November, and just gotten mustache. And it's not super pretty, man. It's not super pretty. Would you rather come out of round 3 and 4 with 2 solid wide receivers, or a Kelsey Mahomes stack or Andrews Lamar stack? Probably 2 solid receivers. Personally, it's tough. Why not Mostert there? Just not crazy about him going into age 32 season. Devon Achan's there. He's going to ball out. I don't know. I think that like both of them have fine cases. Who's your favorite value pick? Mine's been Judy and Bateman so far. I really do love Xavier Legette. Run about the draft round 18. Izzy Abinaconda. Yo, chill. I have way too much Izzy Abinaconda in my big board. Let's see. We're going to take Javonte here. We're going to take him again. Dude, I'm just trying to hammer Javonte. I'm all over him. What can I say, man? Truly, what can I say? You could have talked me to Zach Moss there. We had some Cincinnati stuff going on, but Denver is playing them in week 17. I love those 2 calls too, Dylan. I will say I do love Judy and Bateman as well. Legette's either going to be a Mingo or a stud. His profile is so weird, yeah. And I think in the 12th, 13th, 14th round you can get him. I'm all over it. Is there something to be said for drafting a whole backfield? No. I mean, like, not a whole backfield, but like 2 running backs in the same backfield if they're both cheap. You certainly can if you'd like to. Thoughts on Zay Flowers at his ADP? It depends what site you're on. On Underdog, he goes in the late 3rd, and I kind of hate that. But in a home league and like at the 4 or 5 turn, he's probably fine. I do just have some concerns as a guy that's like he's kind of like a gadget player, where it's like low ADOT stuff, and he's not a complete receiver yet, and then you're also going to have a low volume passing offense there where Andrews is the one. You certainly have upside. Like, your two receivers are a good profile to target, and then Andrews off of the foot injury could be not what he was before, which is tough. So yeah, I'm okay with Flowers in like the 4-5 turn area, but he's certainly not a target for me, is what I would say. Over Tajay, yeah. I mean, I like Tajay and Javonte. I just think Javonte could handle like 250 touches in this backfield, get the receiving work, be efficient this year. Chase Brown over Moss, yeah, that's how I have it too. And we have a ton of Chase Brown. Let's see what comes back here. Man, you could talk me into Caleb just because we have so much Chicago here, but I don't think that it's the play. I also kind of hate all of these receiver options, but we have a couple that I like. I would like to go with one more receiver. Let's go Dontavion Wicks, man. Let's go Wicks. You could certainly talk me into Caleb. I do really like Caleb, but we got the Stroud thing together. I don't think we really need to do that. So we will go Wicks, who's actually my most drafted player right now. And it seems like the steam on him's kind of cooled off after the, like, I don't know, it's called like the Friends and Family game or whatever. But in a best ball league where you have injury-prone wide receivers in Jaden Reed and in Christian Watson, and all we need is like Dontavion Wicks to get on the field, give us some spike weeks. In the 10th round, I'm very much fine with that. What else we got? You're at 23% Chase Brown, 21% Dowdle. Oh, that's sexy, man. Dude, Dowdle might shoot up boards, dude. He's been getting some buzz. You said it was great seeing you on the Davis Maddox stream earlier. Love seeing you collab with other guys that I watch. Thank you, man. Davis is the man, dude. I've been following Davis forever. So it's definitely cool to finally, you know, get to chop it up with him and hang out. As you guys, like, if any of you guys have seen me on Pete stuff, I do enjoy the Pete Overs at Universe a ton. Like, back when I first started this channel, it was made off of the idea of me delivering pizzas, doing DoorDash, listening to fantasy football podcasts, and I literally never. I think that the ship chasing crew right now is actually drafting a high stakes team, and that's what I used to love to watch. I used to watch them all the time, draft high stakes teams. Not watch them, listen while I was delivering stuff. So I can never pass up an opportunity to film with any of the Pete Overs at Universe. Ron, you're the man. Thank you, dude. You have too much Dowdle, dude. Just keep drafting him, man. Why does weekly winners not appeal to you? I don't know. I say this every year, fellas. Like, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. All right. If you enjoy the weird formats, if you enjoy IDP, Superflex, 2 tight end leagues, I implore you to go draft in those. I am just very vanilla. I like, I just like what I like. Just give me vanilla, missionary, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, a league where I can start 4 wide receivers in some form of PPR, and I'm good to go. It's just too much added layers of stuff, and there's sweats in there. I don't know. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. I know Hayden Winks tried really hard to get that context together, and I 100% understand the appeal of why it's so fun, where you could just have an ass team, and then in week 14 it magically gets you $20,000 or whatever. It's just not for me. I only have so, time is finite. I only have so many teams I can draft, and I would just rather draft them in these contests, Let's see. So Houston, Baltimore are things we're thinking about here. You know what, man? We are going to take Jerry Jeudy. I've been liking him more and more. I've been drafting a ton of Jeudy. You could have talked me into Polk there. You could have talked me to a couple other options. Damn, we should have taken Dowdle. Damn it, and he goes right there. Dowdle was 100% the pick. That's fine. The Don't want to get you in too much trouble, but Josh or Hayden. I like them both. I can't. Come on, Kenny. Come on, man. You're going to get me killed. What time am I drafting tomorrow? I don't know. It's hard to give you a set time. I said it earlier in this stream. I am going to every time that I stream these, it's going to be every night I will be streaming. I don't know the exact time, but I will make sure that I schedule it to go live at least an hour before. So if you set notifications or whatever, you'll get a notification that says, okay, Ron's streaming. I will say you can join my Discord, and I have a bot there that says, okay, Ron posted this, and you can kind of see when I scheduled it. I know it's annoying for me not to give you guys a straight answer on when I'm streaming. It's just a matter of me recording the next day's video and then hitting stream, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'll get into a groove where, you know, I have it down pat and it's a well-oiled machine. But for right now, it's really any time between like 7 p.m. and like 9 p.m. Eastern. Talk to me. I mean, I just drafted Swift, so I'm not like all that skeptical. I'm just not crazy about him. It's just everywhere Swift has gone, they've fallen out of favor with him by the end of his stay, you know. So I just have a tough time trusting him. Damn, I wish I took Rico Dowdle there. Damn, I wish I took Rico Dowdle there. You hate to see it. So now this is going to have to be a running back that I'm not even that crazy about. Man, that's a brutal run out for me. We will go with Marshawn Lloyd. I know that he's been falling. But I'm still taking stabs at him. Man, I wish I took Dowdle instead of Judy there. I was trying to get cute. I wanted to see if I could get Dalton Schultz to come back. This needed to be Dowdle or Schultz, and then we just worried about our next pick here, but it's fine. What's your favorite pizza and toppings? Fun fact about me, don't kill me. Don't kill me, fellas. I do not eat gluten, so I really don't eat pizza much. Or at all, really. What did you say? Year after year, you help me steal money in my home league? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. There's nothing that brings me more joy. Still salvageable, but man, it would have been nice. Yeah, 100%. I think tomorrow morning, I'll do like a very quick update on the rankings. I'm gonna move up Rico Dowdle. It's it's fine. You just have to remain zen in these draft rooms, all right? Remain zen. We center. We realign our chakra here. We open up our third eye and we just lock in and draft. All right? Not everything's going to be perfect. Not everything's going to be great. It is what it is. Everything that happens in a draft is destiny. Every draft is predetermined. There is no free will in the underdog draft rooms. Cauliflower crust gang. Yeah. I'll munch on those from time to time. Did I deliver pizzas? I did. And that's actually why it was easy. I was never really tempted to eat the pizza. Or the pasta or whatever. Joe Milton looked good tonight. I was bummed that May didn't get a ton of looks there. Said Swift is an abysmal goal line back. Yeah, that's his issue. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be their goal line back this year. I really think that Caleb can hit like 10 rushing touchdowns. It wouldn't be that crazy. You ever been to Harold's Deli? I have not. Is this in Jersey? Yeah, exactly. Any given draft you could feel bad about, and then maybe Judy ends up being like a top 24 guy, and it's like, you know, at the end of the day, nobody knows anything. It's all vibes. Oh, this deli's in northern Jersey? Damn. I have not heard of it, no. I will say, if you want to know a true through and through Jersey guy, if you guys know Bob Does Sports, he's actually from one of my high school's rival high schools. He went there. And like the breakfast sandwiches that he gets, like he's famous for some of his like breakfast bagel videos that he does. Some of those are from like a bagel spot that are like 20 minutes from me. So shout out Bob Does Sports, man. What a come up for that guy. He was doing like podcasts way before he was doing golf and grinding it out, getting like no views on stuff, and just slowly but surely kind of found his niche in the content space. Let's see. What's going to come back to us here? Man, I can't stop taking Xavier Legette. Actually, no, I'm going to take Hunter Henry. I think Hunter Henry is honestly one of the better tight end picks you can take later on in drafts right now. I've been taking so much Xavier Legette. It seems like people are souring on him, too. I know that he got hurt, so he's sliding down boards a little bit. And we did just take Judy up top. We don't really need to sprint to take another receiver right now. So can you quickly show the top half of your board? Yeah, I got you. So we started Breece Hall, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts, Roma Dunze, C.J. Stroud, DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Dontavion Wicks, Jerry Jeudy, Marshawn Lloyd, Hunter Henry. That's where we're at right now. Trying to land the plane successfully here. If everybody can just strap in, put their seatbelts on, lock in. When are you going to collab with Belichick on Underdog? I'm going to be honest, very pumped that Belichick is with Underdog. I don't think that I will ever have a conversation with Bill Belichick because I am, I'm not one of the heavy hitters at Underdog HQ. Maybe one day. But I would not count on it. But what a cool thing, man. What a cool thing that they hired, or not. They didn't hire him. It's like a partnership with Belichick, and he's gonna have like a weekly show, which is just, I mean, that's insane, dude. I can really only imagine the duffel bag of cash that they laid out to him. But that's so cool. I think he's gonna do like weekly stuff on Pat McAfee as well. I am pretty pumped for internet media personality Bill Belichick. This new phase for him. Let's see. We got to eye up our second quarterback here. Damn, somebody take Deshaun? When did Deshaun go? I swear. And he doesn't even have Amari? Okay, he has a Joku. Fine. All right, so now I need to really figure something out at quarterback. So we missed the boat on Kirk, huh? Missed the boat on Kirk. I actually might just take Rodgers here and stack him to Breece. I think I'll take Rodgers. I'm kind of at a point in my life playing fantasy that, and you guys saw it on Sunday when I was tilting my face off in the high stakes league. I am done getting sniped at quarterback and having to just eat it. So we'll just pony up and take Rodgers. No reason to risk the Garrett Wilson team taking him here on this turn. We'll stack him to Breece. We'll like figure something out with like a Corley or something later, and we'll be all right. If we got to take a last round Allen Lazard, then whatever. Or damn, it wasn't even the Garrett Wilson turn. But I mean, Stafford goes, Geno goes, a little bit of a quarterback avalanche here. So is every league on Underdog a PPR no matter what? It's every single one is a half PPR. Am I praying when a Breece or Bijan falls to me at 8 in my home league? I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe. Underdog must have driven a dump truck full of money for Belichick. Yeah, I can't even fathom what the, like per year, how much money, like what that contract even looked like. But I am very happy he's all aboard, man. What a huge get for the company, dude. Dude, they were so. I mean, this is a company that now has like hundreds of employees. I remember, dude, they used to be like 10 to 15 dudes back when like I first signed with them. Dewan's going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. Save this. I'm not going to save it, but it's a good shout. You don't like the second round receivers. What's your favorite guy between Harrison, Olave, Pittman, Adams, London? Give me Harrison, then London, then Olave, then Adams, and never taking Pittman. I think that it's honestly, like, if you don't like the second round receivers at all, you can always go double hero and just take Achane there. See Hollywood Brown and CeeDee Lamb's Twitter banners? I have not. What's good, August? What's up, my boy? Lake Duchesne, that's a name I recognize. What's up? Justin Fields' hype is out of control. Thoughts? Certainly a little bit overblown. Certainly a bit overblown. I will give you that. Let's see. We should probably take a running back here. Let's take Antonio Gibson. We'll add him to the stable. I think we could kind of like. I'm trying to think, fellas. When we look at this team, I think do we need 6 running backs? I mean, Brees, Swift, Javonte, Marshawn Lloyd, Antonio Gibson. You could talk me into one more. I think we're all set at quarterback. I think we're all set at tight end. What do you guys think? Should we go 2 more? We have 3 more picks left. I think 2 of them have to be wide receiver. What do we think? Do we think three more receivers? Do we think this is a 2-5-9-2? Do we think it's a 2-6-8-2? Is it should I get another quarterback or another tight end? I don't know. I feel like we have some flexibility here. I'm curious what you guys think. How much would you devalue running backs and tight ends in a 12-team super flex, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex league? Definitely takes tight ends a small notch down. Not too much. Like, I still wouldn't mind an elite tight end or something, but yeah, they're definitely not musts. Like, that's certainly a format you could try 0 RB in, but I will say 0 RB, you would want, like, elite tight ends and quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson's going to be a top 5 quarterback this year. Save this. I already read that. My bad, fellas. Do you think 205 is too high for either Kyron or Derrick Henry? For me, it's too high for Derrick Henry, but I'm absolutely fine taking Kyron at the 205 if you'd like to. This calls for a backdoor Bryce Young Mingo stack. I don't know. Take Tony Romo here. Let's see. What are you going to do? Big Cheese Daddy. What a name, man. All right, thank God. I was hoping that we could get Malachi Corley. So now we get a little stacky poo to Aaron Rodgers. That's all set and ready to go. I think you could talk me into a 3rd tight end on this team. I'm trying to think through what we should do. We have Houston. We have Rodgers. I got an idea. What's all this CeeDee Lamb stuff? Let me look up on my phone real quick. People are getting freaked out about CeeDee. Huh. I don't know. I'm still not spooked just yet. It's not great. I mean, it's like, I feel like CeeDee Lamb is more likely to get traded than, like, hold out, you know? Like, I think he's more likely to get traded than not be on a team in week 1 or to, like, not play in week 1. And if that's the case, I'm kind of fine rolling the dice on wherever he goes. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? I think I'm still taking him 102 and not sweating a ton just yet. It's still just August 8th. Dallas does seem to be absolutely screwing this up big time, though. CD tweeted at Jerry. I saw that. Jerry said no rush to extend. Then he changed his what? He changed his like banner on Twitter. I'm still not gonna move him down. I don't know. If you want to move him behind Tyreek, CD, you absolutely can. I'm just not going to just yet. Wouldn't he be at a higher injury risk of sitting out? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. You know what? We're going to get weird here. We're going to go Devontae Walker as a bring back in the Houston-Baltimore game. I think we're going to do just 5 running backs. We'll just call that a hero RB 2-5-8-3 probably. You said CD's talent speaks for itself. He's like a young Devontae Adams. Yeah, 100%. So I don't know. I just have a hard time. I mean, the Cowboys are screwing that up bad. But I don't know. I mean, his banner on Twitter right now is like him next to Hollywood Brown in college. So I mean, like, if he's going to go to the Chiefs, then I don't think that he moves from the 102, you know? So I don't know. I have a really hard time that he sits out week 1. I think that the true doomsday scenario is that he stays with the Cowboys, is unhappy, and then we get like a Jonathan Taylor situation where he willingly goes on the pup for 4 weeks, or if he even like jams his pinky toe on a route, then he's out for 4 weeks and doesn't want to risk anything. That's the kind of stuff that you're scared of, but very rarely do we see that stuff play out for a wide receiver, you know? But I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not gonna budge on anything just yet. I don't think. I want some more clarity, some more stuff. Because I don't know if you were to do anything about it, like what would you do? I think that you put him like behind Tyreek. But I think that's it. You know. But even then, Tyreek has some of his own red flags of just being an older player at this point. You said you like picking Hunter Henry. You said, what, you're in here for the first time in the stream? Hell yeah, dude. Hollywood changed it as well? Like I said, dude, if he goes to the Chiefs, you can say, oh, crowded receiver room with all the guys. Dude, if they trade for CeeDee Lamb and he's attached to Patrick Mahomes, what are you going to do, cry about it? Like, that's a fine 102 pick. Does he maybe move down to like the 103 or the 104 because of target competition? Maybe, but like... still fine. There's no world that you take, unless if he sits out and like truly doesn't play. If CD gets traded anywhere, there's not a single place that he could get traded where he's like now no longer a first round pick, I don't think. All right, I think we're going to take Dawson Knox on the other side of this Jets game just to get a little bit of week 17 correlation, get some weird stuff mixed in. Can you try to scroll it more in your drafts occasionally? Yeah. That's my bad. We're going to get into the swing of things here. We're getting back into the groove of streaming every day. I'll be better. All right. So we finished this draft right here. We ended up with Breece Hall, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts, Rome Odunze, CJ Stroud, DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Dontavion Wicks, Jerry Jeudy, Marshawn Lloyd, Hunter Henry, Aaron Rodgers, Antonio Gibson, Malachi Corley, Devontae Walker, Dawson Knox for a 2-5-8-3 build. This is a much better team than last time. We probably screwed up the... I was a little bit upset about this Jeudy pick. I think there should have been Dowdle. I think Dowdle's maybe one of the biggest values in all of fantasy football drafts right now. He is a, 11th round pick here. It wouldn't shock me at all if he ended up being more of like a 110 area type of guy as he gets more hype, even with the upside to flip Zeke Elliott in ADP. So that is today's draft. As always, this was an underdog fantasy draft. It is a best ball draft. It is beautiful because you can draft and you don't have to worry about your lineup. There's no setting lineups. There's no trading. There's no waivers. There's none of that. You draft your team. It sets the best lineup every single week. You can find Underdog Fantasy in the link in the description, live chat, and the comment section down below. You click the link, it'll take you to Underdog Fantasy. You can use promo code RON, and they'll match your first deposit up to $250. I appreciate all you guys coming out here. We're going to be streaming every single day until kickoff. I will be streaming somewhere between 7 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. I will make sure to schedule it about an hour before I go live, just so you can get a little bit of a heads up before I go live. But anyways, I appreciate you guys spending some time with me on this evening. As always, I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one.